Refresh, hit refresh, hit refresh. I'm hitting refresh. Am I refreshed? All right, I think we're there. Hello, wait for everyone to come and get over here. Nice to see you all, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good workout with Fox Sounds. Thank you, Fox. Little sit and spin to get your Friday kicked off, get your weekend kicked off. This is kind of this is a big weekend. Oh, wait a minute. Am I in sync? I mean, I know I'm not the Backstreet Boys. I know I'm not in sync either, but yeah, weird. Tech support.
No, I think you're fine.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like I'm out of sync. Yeah, I am just slightly out of sync.
Well,
I think.
I only see.
Okay, I love Just Here for Coffee. He's like, it's close enough. Okay, fine. Yeah, it is slightly out, Hyperzyle. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like, okay, the OCD in me is just like, okay, whatever. We're just going to go with it.
Well,
If there's,
camera settings and change them back.
really, is that, wait, change it and change it back. What do you normally do, Jupiter? Like, you go to the,
On.
stick it on, there. Whoa, there we go. Whoa. Okay, like that?
No, but that might work too.
Oh, well, let's see if that works. No, that's the same.
No.
Nope. Wait, so
Yes.
what? OBS?
And Rio.
And what? Where? What? Who? Hilfe!
You guys click on the camera.
I'm clicking. Okay,
Now
click.
click the camera.
Yep. Okay. Then what?
Change the resolution.
Oh, okay. To something crazy or what?
Yeah, no, change it back.
Doesn't matter. Now change it back to 1080.
And now OBS gonna crash.
Oh God, is it really?
It's gonna restart.
No.
And then it's gonna work.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see how that works. No, it's still slightly off.
That's as good as it gets.
Oh well, this is like, why can't we have nice things?
But you don't like Max.
I mean, it's like, it's so weird. Like, I see everybody else on fucking Twitch, it's like total live streamer envy. I'm like, we've got a fast computer. It is like top of the line Mac here. We got the same Brio camera that everybody seems to have. It's like, we got the fucking ring lights. We got the green screen. I'm looking snatched as fuck, but yet can't have 60 frames per second and still like things are just not quite in sync. It's very frustrating. But anyway, yeah, Coog PDX, I don't know. OBS gonna OBS, that is so true. Smash color. Anyway, I just really wanted this one to be perfect, you guys, because today's a really, really, this entire weekend is kind of like a landmark weekend. First of all, tomorrow in San Francisco, we are doing our first sort of live event. I hesitate to actually say that it is like, it's like, I mean, it is not the party in full bloom. It is not, we're not charging cover at the door. We're not letting anyone in, actually. I mean, like, no one's allowed inside. But normally what we do when we live stream on second Saturdays from DNA Lounge, the way it's been working is the inside of the nightclub. And for those who don't know, DNA Lounge is the venue in San Francisco where it's really the mothership of Booty Mashup. It's where we've been throwing a party there for 17 years, or every Saturday night up until the Corona apocalypse. And over the past year, we've been live streaming there from every second Saturday. But it's like a big empty room with a lonely DJ on the stage, and they've got all their cameras set up and they webcast to the DNA Lounge website, and we live stream, with their webcast. And so it's been a little strange, but it's fun. You're in a club, there's the lights going on, we see what you, the viewer at home, see sort of Booty Mashup in its natural element. But that's not what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow, because California is opening up a little bit. It's the vaccines have been rolling out, and there is now an opening plan in place for California and, in fact, for San Francisco in general. The target is April 15th. Things are going to be opening. And when I say things, I mean things in my industry. We're talking bars, restaurants, clubs, theaters, performance spaces. So that's the target. Now, a lot can happen between now and June 15th, but that's what we're looking at. So there's a lot of sort of soft opening type things, and practically every bar, club, venue in San Francisco has built outdoor parklets. And the parklets are, basically, socially distant booths, set up on the sidewalk, and DNA Lounge Pizza, DNA Pizza. They have a pizza place attached to the club. People can get pizza and eat it outside. And so what we're doing, and this is the first time that we're doing this since the pandemic has started, is if people want to come down and get a slice of pizza or get some beer and hang out in the parklet. They're going to have a big screen out right on the sidewalk. And they're going to have music pumping out onto the sidewalk. So it's 100%, actually, no, I shouldn't say 100% outdoors. It's mostly outdoors because the pizza place is actually open. There's a giant garage door. So that will be open and you can be in there as long as there's it's limited with the amount of people they can have in that space. But it's a huge open air space just enclosed with a ceiling. But it's literally the size of a garage door, a huge garage door opening. So it's a lot of air coming in, a lot of good airflow. So that will be open, but a lot of people don't actually hang out in there because, who knows who's vaccinated, who isn't. You have to wear a mask in there anyway. It's hard to eat pizza with a mask. So if you want to eat your pizza, stay outside in the parklet. And DJ Dada and DJ Time are both going to be there DJing. And again, unlike previous live from DNA Booty Mashup streams, they're not going to be inside the club. They're going to be inside the pizza place, kind of actually close to where the sidewalk is. And with a little DJ booth set up, we're going to have cameras set up. And we are doing live from DNA Lounge, and people can, actually, hopefully it's not a shit ton of people because it can't be, not yet anyway, but, it's more of a casual hangout, come down, get a slice of pizza, sort of get reintroduced to being out and about and being social and just trying to basically, tiptoeing into the waters of reopening and trying to, obviously be as safe as possible, being masked up when you're indoors. The parklet outside is all, spaced apart. But, but for the first time, we're inviting people and letting people know that if you want to get just a little taste of what you've missed with Booty Mashup, it's free. Come on down if you're in San Francisco if you want to. So yeah, that's that's what it's gonna be. Oh my God, Dance Commander Disco. We are gonna talk about that. I feel you on IRL social skills feeling super atrophied. It's yeah. It's I'm putting my glasses on so I can actually sort of see the chat a little bit. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm Jupiter Gatling and I both have been oh my God, we're so used to a way of communicating now over the past year that dealing with real life interactions and hyper intensity social interactions, lots of people, a party environment is going to take a little getting used to. But this is why this small little parklet, I hesitate to even call it a party because it's not. It's just the parklet is open. Come on down, get a little bit of life. But it's not going to be it's not a rager, okay? So that's happening tomorrow. For I know most of you are not, in San Francisco, but if you tune in to our live stream tomorrow, you are going to get a little taste of Booty Mashup starting to reopen. And again, I want to reiterate this. This is not the beginning of the end of our Twitch channel. So many people are like, oh, does that mean you're not going to live stream anymore? It's like, how many times do we have to keep telling people? God, no. No, live streaming's been great. Why would we stop? We are totally not gonna, we are not gonna end the live streams. In fact, what we're now just trying to figure out what to do is just sort of integrate, like especially for the Saturday nights when we anticipate having regular live events again, we sort of integrating that live event with the live stream. I mean, the live event's going to happen and we are going to be live streaming that, but we know it's kind of boring to just like watch a bunch of other people have fun at a nightclub. So we're trying to figure out ways to maybe like have a couple members of the Booty Mashup team basically sort of like, be here to interact with the chat pod and like be like, I don't know if we're going to like set up like a little green screen, like backstage and we're like hanging out. I mean, I don't know yet. DJ Time has got a lot of ideas. I've been scheming, it's like all of us, like the San Francisco crew, which is basically Airson, Dada, and Time. And then soon will be myself because I think I need to go back soon. Believe it or not, to deal with all this, I just got to Berlin. Gesundheit. So, did you guys hear her sneeze? The cutest sneeze. Anyway, so that's tomorrow night. But tonight, as you could already tell from right above my fucking head, it is also a very, very, very special night and ties into everything I've just been saying about like, oh God, why would we stop? Things are awesome with live streaming. And it is our ancillary, adjacent Zoom party that is so like intertwined with our Twitch channel. It is the fabulous Dance Commander Disco. So yes, Death Like Cats. Oh yeah, we've definitely got DMX mixes. Actually, I just posted DMX versus Thomas the Tank Engine to our Twitter and our Facebook because it is still to this day probably my all-time favorite DMX mashup. And I know DJ Time, who is going to be DJing the Dance Commander Disco 1-year anniversary, has definitely got some to drop. I'm sure DJ Airson, who is doing Happy Hour, she will also drop some as well. But yeah, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Dance Commander Disco, which we as a channel just celebrated our Twitchiversary, 1-year Twitchiversary, like basically a month ago. I mean, it was like, was it 3 weeks ago? God, I can't even keep track. I think it was 1 full month, 4 weeks. And Raimi, aka the Dance Commander herself, who ran for years, Booty Mashup in LA has had a resident dance crew. Like on stage go-go dancers of all shapes and sizes. The very like, even though that party is in LA, it is very much the antithesis of what the stereotypical nightclub go-go dancer is in Los Angeles. Like the Booty Mashup dance crew, Raid, Random Acts of Irreverent Dance, are like kooky and crazy and costumey and, not like they're not all like super skinny, hot, that like the typical go-go dancer look. I mean, definitely, I'm not like body shaming or look shaming anybody, but that is a look. And yes, we have a few people that might qualify for that look in Raid, but we've got all the flavors, all the colors of the rainbow, and that is a testament to the creator of not just the Dance Commander Disco, but of Raid, and that is Raimi Becker, aka the Dance Commander. So we are going to bring her on to the show. So let's go ahead and Skype. It's been a while since I've Skyped with anyone, and we are going to talk about what it feels like 1 year. All right, here we go. Hello, wait, where are you? Let's get here. Oh, no, I just see a. Oh my God, I'm getting feedback too. Oh my God, why is this? Hold on a minute. I am getting some sort of.
Is this Skype set to monitor?
Yeah, hold on. I'm checking it right now. I wasn't streaming when we did our thing. I am totally getting. Is it? Because this is turned off. So why? Okay, wait. There we go. Okay. I think. There we go. We got it. Yay. Christmas is saved. Well, welcome to the show. It's been a while since I've had you. In fact, it's been so long. The last time you were on the show, I was still calling it mashup talk until I realized that I actually talked about mashups very little on this show. And then Verona Blue in the chat pod kind of made a joke. It was like, it's just our weekly meeting. And Smash Color's like, yeah, it's our weekly meeting. And I'm like, okay, all right, we're just going to call it the weekly meeting. So welcome to the weekly meeting.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Happy anniversary. So did you think that this would happen? Like a year ago when you were just like, I'm going to do a Zoom party. Did you think it would be like a year later? You would be like, it is full on a thing. This isn't just like let me get through the first few weeks of the pandemic. This is a thing now.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think at the beginning, like I was actually kind of too scared to think like in the future too much. Like had to be like, in the moment, like everything we did just had to be like, okay, what we have right now, and if we can just, continue to be creative, like that's really going to help us, like just get through that difficult time. So yeah, I didn't think too far in the future at all, and it just kept happening every week. And I just sort of took the next weekend on at a time. And then, oh my God, now we have a whole year of it. It's crazy.
Which is crazy. And what I remember being a little worried at first. I'm like, okay, how do we get people into the Zoom? And I was so worried about just because having worked with you for so very long, being the leader, the dance commander of Raid, and how I know there would be times when you'd feel burned out, but there was always like a dance crew there. There were people to step up. And I was so worried. I was like, oh God, what's going to happen if, you need to take a week off, you need to take a break. And lo and behold, you have a whole damn crew.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have a squadron. I have a fleet. I don't know what, I have a lot of things, but they're all amazing. And they just bring such different and amazing personality and a different like piece of the puzzle they all make up, like when we couldn't really do it without like the whole team there. Yeah. I mean, because like we, everyone brings something unique to the table. And especially like when I meet with my moderators now, I mean, just like, someone will bring up like one idea and then everybody else will just like feed off of that. And I mean, it's just like, the creativity just keeps like flowing. It's blowing my mind.
Now, when you talk creativity, because you and I share a lot of the same ideas of like, I'm on the party production end of it, and I'm kind of like, okay, I need a theme that will work musically and that we have mashups of and that it will work. When you're saying creatively, what do you mean as far as like themes for the costuming? Let's talk about that a little.
Yeah, I think definitely like when I see stuff, like I see it visually. I mean, I take the creativity from the mashup, and then it just like flashes in my mind. And you never like in Raid, I think someone described it as like Andy Warhol meets Disneyland. So like when I hear mashups, I see mashups of different aesthetics in my mind. And that's what that's what inspired like all of Raid basically, is because like I was just like, oh my gosh, these songs have to be choreographed to. Like we have to make a whole musical production of these mashups, because I see that in my head.
Right.
It has to. But now it's like there's like, yeah, there's definitely times when I get burnt out creatively, and like luckily, again with Dance Mania Disco, it was great, but now Dance Mania Disco, like there are people around me where they've taken a rest and now they're coming back up with their creativity, and they can carry it for a while and provide fresh ideas and stuff. I mean, there's a while there where I did get burnt out, and I didn't even have the energy to like really, like, we'd come up with the themes, but then by the Friday I would be like, I can't even dress up, like I just want to wear a muumuu again, like
Can it be muumuu night?
we gotta talk about that. Yeah, muumuu and Catholic. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Well, I love, you know what though, when I asked you to send over a list of ideas, because of course I always think of like Friday night as like Friday night is Dance Commander Disco's night on our Twitch channel. So I try to base our themes around stuff that you've specifically asked for. And then Saturday night, maybe a little bit looser. Maybe I'll just do like a musical theme or that kind of thing. But I remember asking you, oh, send over some ideas. And like the first few months, it'd be like, 5 or 6. And then like the most recent time I asked you for ideas, it was like, it was like the whole sheet of paper down the steps out onto the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, and that's all because I put out the call to all of my Discord. I was like, we need all the theme ideas now.
But muumuu night was not on that list.
Well, I'm just saving that because that's like a specific like summer thing. I want to.
Okay, all right.
Not get caught up in the the long list. I want to be
okay.
That idea like Palm Springs Caftan pool party.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, with the big brim hat and the sunglasses and the cocktail and the poolside. And it's like, yeah, okay.
But I know it's like because sometimes I get very nichey and weird with my ideas. Oh. I know. Like, remember we had beards in backyards or backyards and beards one Thursday night for time. I thought it was great. I was convinced it's like a great theme.
Right.
Beards and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They can't all work. I mean, that's, but I love, again, this is why you and I have always been like, because we love a theme. We love a theme party. And sometimes we do get crazy ideas. And then it's like, oh, that didn't work. I mean, you and I both really were embracing it back when we were doing real life parties. Lolcats night.
Oh, God. Yeah.
We were like, oh, this is going to be hilarious. We can show lolcat memes. Everyone will dress up like cats. And it was like, I loved it. You loved it, but I think our crowd was like, so what do we do?
Yeah, you know what the thing is I think that you have to risk that sort of failure, and you know what I mean? And you're being too safe if you don't have some of your creative ideas just totally flop.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and then some of them we took a risk on, like onesie night, which like I was really surprised with how people like were in the audience in onesies.
Oh, God. Like, well, the way onesie night, I had a feeling onesie night would work because it was kind of like it was like a peak onesie, like, the cultural zeitgeist of like people loved onesies. Onesies, I think you and I were sort of, I'm thinking like sexy onesie. You're thinking like jumpsuits. Everyone else, it's all animal onesies, Oh,
yeah.
But so I'm thinking sexy onesie. So I'm like, okay, dancing, hot nightclub, that's no big deal. Everyone else is in like flannel PJs. By the end of the night, they're like, it's down at their waist.
People just look so tired.
Oh my God. Right. Drenched in sweat.
I love a commitment. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, onesie night worked. Now here's, I know you're no longer in LA right now. I actually just thought of this, and I don't mean to put you on the spot. So if I am, you can be like, we'll deal with this later. But I was just saying California's reopening. That means, Booty Mashup LA at El Cid's going to be happening as well. Is Raid still going to be a thing that happens?
Yeah, I mean, we have, everybody, of course, wants to, have the utmost of caution doing it, but there's definitely the desire from, like, a lot of raid people to start things up, definitely.
Okay.
And, yeah, and personally, like, I'm going to be getting, like, my parents have an Airstream, like, RV that talking about like, what if I were to sort of make that like a mobile dance commander disco, and I could go back and forth between San Francisco booty and LA booty, you know,
Ah,
and yeah, just and maybe other places too, but just sort of yeah, bring like trying to bring in you know aspects of in LA aspects of like raid members and stuff, and people like you know who wanted to come in for booty LA from Dance Commander Disco and try to you know meld
well,
the two.
yeah, and that's 100% what we're trying to figure out how to now mesh these two worlds we've created. You and I both came up in nightlife, and now we are so all in with the whole I heard this term somewhat recently, and I was like, oh my god, I think that's me. Extremely online, capital E, capital O. And I was like, oh god, I think this article is about us, like where your career is so and your creativity and your passion is so based on like online media, and now it's like, oh god, well, but I do need to go back and do a dance party as well, but I really want to mesh these two worlds together. And yeah, I'm imagining you parked out in front of DNA Lounge and me dragging like a long Ethernet cable out so you can like hardwire in and like.
And also, but you know, there's also the like we are just thinking about what I think someone said in the chat pod, just having dance like if I am here in Visalia, still running it virtually, and then somehow it could be projected onto the wall of DNA Lounge or El Cid or something, so that the people in you know in the real party in El Cid and DNA Lounge could see like what the amazing world of Dance Commander Disco is like.
Oh, absolutely. And I love that idea. That actually is similar to what we did. We have a Second Life party. It stopped for like about 7 years, and now it's back again. Every Saturday night in Second Life, we have a DJ who DJ Squirrel, who DJs in Second Life. But back in the day, they would just literally take the DNA Lounge webcast and put it into Second Life. And so we would do a Second Life in real life party where we would project at DNA Lounge the club in Second Life. So this would be exactly the same sort of idea, except that it's the Dance Commander Disco instead of Second Life. And I love that idea because it definitely connects the two worlds.
And then yeah, there could be. I mean, then there could be you know Dance Commander Disco as it's like do like you know they're amazing like performers, and so you can see that creativity be like our like another virtual go-go dancing troupe basically.
Yeah.
You know where I spotlight, and you know especially when it's so much fun now to you know to do multiple spotlights at once. Like you see people who have a similar vibe going on, or maybe they're similar costume, and I'm like, oh, I can put both of them on you know on the spotlight at once. And I think that would look really fantastic on just like one's like a scrim, like at either club.
Yeah, I mean DNA Lounge has a big video video projector, actually on 3 walls. So and it looks really good. And they just recently upgraded it, so it's really bright and yeah, it looks amazing. So with Raid, you started this idea pretty much just you and like 3 people just wanted to dance on stage, couple, you know, and then it blossomed into this thing, and somehow these people gravitated towards you to put together, you know, with they could graph their kooky ideas and like hitch it to this environment that you had created, and then you did it again virtually with a Zoom party. How do you do it? How did you attract? What is it?
Well, all I know is that it's really easier. It's easier to get enthusiasm around when you create a petri dish for people to be creative versus like you being like, hey, like I'm going to be the one that you know pay attention to me. I'm the locus of creativity. I'm the star here. Instead, like I learned very on that like it was much more satisfactory for me to be like, here's a sandbox, and here. Parameters about that, you know, and here's what our you know our guidelines are, you know, like where this Raid is absolutely like body positive and you know like devoted to that thing, but don't you know like but beyond that, like let your individual creativity flourish in this environment, you know, and people just like they really like vibe with that, and they also so it was like half that they felt a part of a larger movement, and half the fact that they were given a lot of leeway to bring their own personality and their own creativity to the mix.
Right. Okay. So that's the secret sauce, really, is letting people, giving people a safe space to let their freak flag fly. And also, I mean, what I love, you've done this with, I mean, there's the stage. You've given them a stage. People want to perform. And definitely I get that impression as well with a lot of people in the Zoom party. I've seen people who just sort of joined in a little bit and now are sort of like they're regulars in the DCD and they've got their own little shtick going, and you know, where it's like they're performing in their own right when you do the spotlight, and it's been really, really fun to see people kind of like, you can tell they're breaking out of their shell a little bit and being, you know.
Yeah. Just to get a little more self-realized and just more comfortable in their skin, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think a large part to do, which has nothing to do with me, was the fact that you know, the DCD is like a majority of them play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
It's a very similar combination of you're going to learn how to work in a group together and lift each other up, but also you come with like a fully formed identity for yourself, and you know what I mean, like a character that you're really proud of and that you want to embody. So again, it is that half of like individuality meets community, you know.
Yeah.
And I find that to be just really that where the magic happens.
So I grew up, when I was a teenager, I played Dungeons and Dragons. So when the critter community found us, it was like, oh my God, it's been a while, but I get it. I speak your language. I know all this stuff. What about you? Did you ever play D&D?
No, it was so funny because my I grew up like learning that it was like evil. Okay, because
it's Satan's work. Everyone knows that.
Satan. My parents are Mennonite, which is like kind of progressive Amish.
Mm-hmm. And, progressive Amish. Okay.
Had TVs and cars. But like, yeah, there was and especially that time I was growing up too. It was like the mid '80s. And satanic panic in general in the cultural environment was a very big. So but then when I actually went on to high school, several of my best friends were actually D&D players, and so then I was able to be around it. But it was like a little bit of a boys' club. I was just friends with like a lot of dudes who like actually like to play it. So I just felt like, oh, cool, I could just like hang out and check this out. But then, you know, it wasn't really like I could ever like access it. I honestly like I never felt like. I guess smart enough at the time to be able to like grok all the rules and everything, which is like total, you know, in my head bullshit. But it just seemed very, very intricate and complicated, you know. But the larger themes of it, like I'm really excited by. And when we did do, I did do a D&D with CJ actually made like this amazing like plot. And
That's
and
right.
story.
I remember being like, we were dragging ass getting together, and then CJ was like, had a game with DCD, and we were all like, wait, what? We were so jealous. I was like, you got the D&D game before we did.
So fun. It was like, I mean, it reminded me, the closest thing I can think of is like, I love choose your own adventure books when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And improv, so I was like, oh, improv meets choose your own adventure books, meets this whole like amazing like fantasy, you know, multi-world, you know, fantasy sort of like options. And so yeah, like really I'm eager to play again. Like I just got my feet wet.
CJ's in the chat. When's our next game? I know on our end, some of our players whose names won't be mentioned, but their time in Airson and Jupiter need to get their stats up on D&D Beyond, and then we need to run through like another little training session, I guess. But yeah, it's.
I love that side, that the way to work it. It's really cool.
Definitely. So with now that you know, things are starting to reopen a little bit, and I'm assuming you have no end in sight for the Dance Commander Disco. Am I right?
Oh no, it's a nonprofit now, and like that.
Yeah. So yeah, you've kind of gone a little. I don't want to say legit, because in my brain you were always legit, but you've organized a little bit more now. Can you explain that, especially like with the whole nonprofit status and stuff?
Yeah, well, it felt like I mean, the best way to effectively get, sort of the mission accomplished of Dance Mary Disco. And the mission is like to first enjoy life, to create community, and then thirdly, to help alleviate suffering. And so it was very important to me that the most amount of money that we could donate to our chosen charities gets there the most effectively, and with the least like drag on everything. And that was, because that's why I made a nonprofit, so that bank account could be its own standalone thing, and we could clearly see, like how much money is taken out, for just our expense of the room and everything, and then like how much donations are going where, and keep track of that, and like build relationships with these charities, which has been like really like so satisfying for me personally, is because I've always wanted to do nonprofit work. I've always wanted, get into like philanthropy is like a really fancy term for it, but I want to be like of service, somehow. Right. This is just like such an amazing marriage of like getting to be fun and silly and youthful and creative, and then also like giving back,
right.
in a really, in a very meaningful way. So now like, it's a full-fledged nonprofit, and we're looking ahead to like sort of the next 6 to 8 months, and actually having an actual in real life event, like a real person-to-person event, which is gonna, I know.
So I already feel the social anxiety. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so terrified of like, I mean, I'm excited and terrified at the same time of doing real life stuff again. I was like, we're staring it down. I'm like looking at like, okay, it might be, a few months. It was like, I've kind of gotten into this. I've gotten into a vibe of not dealing with like in real, not in real time, but in real life, hyper social party atmosphere. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm a little intimidated too, but that's why the first event we're having is like it's basically more like a reunion for our members, like a homecoming, or just a chance for us, the people that have been hanging out all year long together, to actually like have that in-person experience. So it's not so much like like we're gonna sell a bunch of tickets to like a bunch of randos. Right. It's more just, and I think that's a safe way to start it, like for me and for other people, is like people that we trust, mm-hmm. people that we have rapport with. And then, and then we can see where it goes and stuff like that. What I'm definitely thinking of too is when conventions come back and festivals come back, but conventions primarily, it's going to be a huge thing. I think it's going to be, of course, I think it's going to be, another like, a surge of people wanting to be social and go to these events.
Right.
And I'd love for Dance Mirror Disco to like crash a convention basically as a group.
Right.
And have some sort of dance party, like an after hours thing for people or something, and a way to meet new people that would vibe with us.
Right.
So right. We're prospecting, the next 2 years or so as being, sort of that thing where we can bridge, like a robust online schedule, but then also every 2 or 3 months, like do something, do something in real life.
Okay. And which is going to be, I mean, first of all, what do you, like you had to, when you applied to be a nonprofit, I'm very curious what you labeled the business as, because I'm assuming Zoom party was not on the list of categories.
Oh, yeah. There's one, I think it's called community performing arts, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, community performing arts, and that was the best way to put it, because there was lots of performing arts ones, and then there was like community events, but there actually was one that was like a hybrid.
Right.
So that was pretty.
Okay, yeah, because you think of that and it sounds more like community theater, but
right.
Which of course a Zoom party like this, but it's more than a Zoom party. You've created a community that uses Zoom as an outlet, but also meets on Discord, and now you're talking about real life, which is, it's great. It's almost, I mean, you've become in a way a club promoter without needing to deal with a venue.
Isn't that amazing?
without needing to deal with like people buying drinks and like getting people through the door and selling tickets. It's like, yeah, but yet you are effectively, you've become a party promoter, a party host, you know, an event. Like I know on my my taxes, it's labeled as event planner is like my job, which I always think sounds hilarious because it sounds like I'm planning weddings, but it's, you know, I guess it sounds less douchey than club promoter.
Fact that we've been able to do like a bunch of like the parties are great on the weekends, but like sit and spin is also a really important part of, and we've been able to incorporate mashups too, which is great. You know what I mean? So we can take the mashups to like other environments, and then of course I do Spa Day with Freddie King of Pants.
Right.
Also, like in the Booty Extended family.
Yeah,
and so
I love. Yeah, it's and who else? So, are there any other channels or streamers that you've collabed with regularly?
No, just it's been a long year. It's just those two primarily, and then we have a wonderfully curated movie night.
Yeah.
That's curated by Crit myself and Ramad. So then we have Cthulhu's Anime Night. Which is on Monday evenings, and so that he curates that. And then we have another spa night going on now by Jezebel Rose.
Okay.
And that's evening. So yeah, things are, and this is why, you know, I love the Petri dish idea, is because it's like I don't have to micromanage all this stuff. Like I can let other people like take the reins and, you know, and let, you know, their sense of accomplishment and leadership, like, you know, we can pass that around,
right.
Basically.
Now, when you're doing spa night with Jezebella, and you're doing, you know, the movie nights and the anime nights, is that all through your Discord, correct?
No, we've moved it mainly to Zoom.
Zoom,
because,
okay.
Yeah. They do a lot of stuff that they do games and do video games in Discord, like a whole bunch, like pretty much every night. You know, there's people, and there's also like we have the DCD Discord, and there's also a secondary whole Discord called Critter Dance Party, which is more for the role playing games and the critter talk and video games and stuff like that. Okay. So between those two, they're doing a lot in Discord. But we found that the anime night and the movie night to project stuff, to project film, it works better in the Zoom.
Well, yeah, because it's basically someone showing it, and then you just spotlight it. And everyone's got the chat. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, I'm still getting up to speed on Discord, just because, you know, it's a platform that I never really used. And I know it's like, oh, wait, we have a Discord community. I should probably look into this more. Thank you, Jupiter. But yeah. What? Jupiter's like, I'm just there for the memes. We apparently have a meme channel or category, or what are they? A channel? It's a channel in the Discord. See, I don't even know what the terms are. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid, not the Discord's so stupid. I know, right? I do feel like grandma in that regard.
Oh yeah, like when they first brought up like the Discord idea to me back in like I think it was like late April, early May, I was like, what? Okay, what's that? And they just like were so sweet. Like it was like a Keslo at the beginning, and Christmas, and they were just so nice to me. They could tell that like, you know, this was all a bit foreign to me, like the new technology and like all this stuff, and they were just like so helpful.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel condescending either. It was like such a great gift, and so now it's become just like an amazing tool where, you know, as I said before, just like I think Doug was saying, it's like a decentralized social media platform, and you can really just get so much communication done so effectively and so in a decentralized manner. Like it doesn't have to come from the top down and, you know, like this.
Right.
So it's phenomenal. Like I'm really fascinated by it. You know, it's sort of it's just like, oh, who knew, you know? Right.
Yeah. For me, I'm kind of like, oh God, one more social media thing to do, to put on my list. It's like, please, I got to deal with Discord and do a TikTok. Yeah. Why doesn't Dance Commander Disco have a TikTok? You guys dance.
Wait, I'm like, it's either I have to like pick my battles.
I know, right? I do feel like this entire past year has been like like learning a lot of new tech and adapting ourselves to, you know, to a whole new world. And props to you for like thriving and making like, it's like, what, I mean, what started this? We're talking like, take it back to a year ago. Like just like the same way that I don't actually quite remember how Raid started. I just always now think of Raid as part of Booty LA. I'm now like, how did we get a Dance Commander Disco on our Twitch channel? Like how did that happen?
First, I think it was just like that sort of like weird, you know, headspace in very early COVID when the uncertainty was just killing us all, right?
Yeah.
So I knew what to do is to like make some art. I don't like, but I'm just be creative. You know what I mean? Like just fucking be creative. And so yeah, I just was like, well, I could make a Zoom disco lounge because I was familiar with Zoom. I caught into that pretty early with I got a lot of 12-step meetings and that we all went directly to Zoom, you know, because we needed to. The isolation is a killer, right? And so I was looking at that. I was like, well, I could, you know, I just was playing around with it. It was like, oh, I put some stuff back there because it's so bland. And so I just went to Rite Aid and got, you know, some like neon paper and just did that.
Right.
And so then I asked Doug, like, you know, would you be willing to, you know, incorporate some, if like Raid members film themselves like a little go-go dancing moments, and he could incorporate that into his Thursday party, which I think was
right.
What was it called?
Living Room Boom.
Living Room Boom. Yeah, it's like couch time.
Yeah, right.
Living Room Boom. And so we did that for a few weeks, and it was going fairly well. I mean, the numbers were not bad, and the vibe was good. But we get like, I don't know, 5 to 10 people in the Zoom room, and you know, we were just kind of just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what stuck, basically.
Right.
And then I remember, I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks in, it was Friday night, and I was laying down. It was like 9 p.m. But I was watching Twitch too, and just kind of like, oh, it's time to drift off, you know. And then also I noticed that you guys were playing, and I noticed the ticker, the counter of how many viewers, what's it called, you know, the viewer count started to go up. It was like,
oh, I know what week you're talking about. That was the week of where, I mean, yeah, Matt Mercer tweeted, and the power of a influencer and everyone being in lockdown and sad that their favorite Twitch show isn't happening, but like, you know, oh, go check out this Twitch channel.
There was a dearth, like there was a, you know, like a void, you know, in that community's life and a void in the mashup life because we were doing more live parties. So yeah, I just on that night I just saw it like ramp up, and like I texted you when it got to be about 600, and I'm like, I'm gonna open the Zoom room, and you're like, all right.
Oh my God, I don't remember that's how it happened, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Jumped out of it, I put on the neons, I turned on the black light, I was like, let's go. And then people just flooded the Zoom room, and like we were up till 3 or 4 a.m. that night, you know, with over 100 people in the Zoom room, and that continued, you know, all night long.
Yeah.
And yeah, for several weeks.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, especially those first. I mean, we're talking that was late April, early May, around like really the first week in May is when it really kind of exploded and took us through the rest of May. But yeah, Critical Role was not on at that time. Everybody at that point was kind of like in hardcore lockdown. You know. We didn't know. It's like, oh, the virus can be even on surfaces and everything. And so people were just a lot more scared. So it was a captive audience, actually. But weird silver lining is that it managed to blow up our Twitch channel and blow up the Dance Commander Disco Zoom party. Yeah.
And like the rest is just, you know, like we just, you know, the right, you know, group of people came together at the right time. It was really lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Because and then I mean it had legs very quickly from then on. Like it was not about me like very much at all. Like these came together, and like, you know, it's been just sort of thing that, you know, develops like way beyond, you know, the Dance Commander into like they made their own. And I'm just so happy for that, you know.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch. I wish I could usually I'm DJing while in it, and I can't really participate all that much, and then like I'm exhausted from like just doing a set. And Dance Commander Disco tended to be my chill out party, which was everyone else is all decked out, and I'm like, take the weave off, take the makeup off, and I'm like, you guys, I'm just gonna like be hanging. You all look great.
Love that. Like, love to see chill Adriana.
Yeah, it was definitely my when I was in a different time zone. It was the DCD's always been my after party. Now it's like I'm on such wonky hours. Although, how late are you guys going tonight?
We're going to 1 a.m. I mean, the thing is like, yeah, that's our closing time is always a bit fluid. It really depends on the energy in the room, and how tired the moderators are too.
Sure, yeah.
Sometimes we're shorthanded, and sometimes everyone has energy. So,
right.
We usually set like, okay, well, we're sure going to go to this time, but we might go longer. And then, of course, when the music stops, like a lot of people jump into the Discord for just to, so there's always activity. I don't know how they do it. Like, I'm dead tired, but God bless them. They talk like all night long.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. I mean, Doug, DJ Time, has told me, I was like, oh yeah, after we shut down, it was like a whole after party in the Discord, and I'm like just waking up, and he's like, come join us, and I'm like, dude, I haven't even had my coffee yet. But I'm the reason I was asking is because after this, it's it's like 1 o'clock in the morning here in Berlin, and I'm finally on. I'm on German time now, so I'm going to bed, but I'm probably going to wake up and take over at 1 a.m. because that's 10 o'clock in the morning for me.
Okay.
So I was like, and because Doug's been saying it's like, it's the DCD 1 year anniversary. It's going to be a big night. They're going to go late. And I'm like, well, if they're going late, I can come in and like be the cleanup crew.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that there's a high possibility that people are just going to have a lot of energy tonight. And, so yeah, I would say, I mean, I can't guarantee.
Sure, of course. It might also be like New Year's Eve syndrome, where you always think New Year's Eve's going to be like this crazy ass party that goes late, but it always feels like 2:30 in the morning. Like DNA Lounge, the club can be open till whenever, but often we shut down at 3. But on New Year's Eve, sometimes we shut down early because everyone partied so hard that like.
Oh, I'll DCD, you're hearing me now. Pace yourselves.
Yeah.
Take your disco nap, do whatever you got to do. All right.
Yeah. So now we've come to the part of the show where I need to ask craziest things that have ever happened in the Dance Commander Disco.
Oh God.
Anecdotes off the top of your head. It doesn't have to be number one. I know it's like always like, oh shit, what was the craziest? Just a few crazy things, like crazy stories.
Oh, well, early on, in one of the Thursday parties, there was an appearance by a lovely, almost naked unicorn, Burning Man girl, and she had a beautiful like unicorn headdress on, a micro bikini, this much fabric,
like
around.
Floss. It's like dental floss bikini.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just this big a triangle around each boob. Okay, and this is one of the first or second times that the Zoom's being actually broadcast to Twitch. So I don't know the terms of service yet. And I don't know, because she's obviously real drunk and happy, and then she started to fiddle with the strings around her hips.
Mm-hmm.
She was to take it off, and I had to boot her from the room. I didn't know you could just shut off someone's camera at that point. I had to kick her out, and then she got a little angry in the chat pod. And she was just like, "What's going on? Why is this censorship happening?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I think we need to keep our pants on." And so that the rule number 1 for DCD is keep your pants on.
Keep your pants on. I don't even wear pants.
I know. Well, keep drawers on.
Yeah, but keep it covered. Yeah, trust me. I mean, I also don't listen to me because I'm the one who got our channel suspended for 24 hours. So, because I was wearing hot pants.
Well, that would also be a great question to put out to the chat pod too, and about just the craziest memories that you get from DCD. because yeah, most stuff happens at what they call late night. Late night is anytime after 12 p.m. Everyone has like a late night shout and
Oh,
like
AM.
uh,
Yeah, midnight.
yeah, yeah. They have a dance. This is a late night dance.
Oh yeah, no, I know that one.
You know this mood. Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, they go on with that, and that's when that's when Dance Mom usually takes like beds down, and like
Mm,
I'll watch them still while I'm falling asleep, and I'll be like, hey, simmer down. I'll say there's something in the chat every now and then. I just turn into full on Dance Mom mode,
right.
and and they can have their shenanigans. So let's. I want to ask for some specifically late night.
Well, Cinderflame is shouting out Vox for some crazy shenanigans.
Boxes. Shenanigans City.
Yeah.
He is Shenanigans City. Okay.
Well, between Vox and Trash Boat, both of them.
Shenanigans.
And this is what I love. It's like you guys are like the Cheers of like Zoom parties, because I feel like you've got your regulars that I can expect in there, and they're gonna do their shtick. They're gonna do that thing that they do, and I'm waiting for it, and and it's and I think our Twitch viewers, even the ones who are just, because I know we've got a bunch of lurkers, appreciate it as well. Like, even though they might not be jumping into the Zoom, or they're one of the people who has their camera off. I know that they all appreciate it as well.
Oh yeah, and like I love how they pick up on each other's I don't know, body meme, I guess you would call it. Like there's like one person will start dabbing, and then everyone else would dab.
Oh yeah.
Like one person, Vox, when I started with, like, he did like this like Superman shirt ripping like moment, and then seriously, like I had like 12 other people do it like right after him. I could spotlight them.
Yeah.
So everyone, like when they got spotlighted, oh, we're gonna mimic the person like before or something like that. So it's just like I love how that they have that sort of like ability to feed off each other, as if like an improv class or something.
Oh my god, it's I've noticed that when suddenly everybody's screen name changes to something totally random, and then it's all like, okay, I know this is like a little internal meme. I don't know what it is, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, they go the memes are just fast and furious.
Yeah. Yeah, there have been times where Doug will be like late night, he'll be telling me about stuff, and I was like, how does this happen? And he's like, I don't even know. I don't even like.
Yeah, just like I just stopped overthinking it a while back, just
Right.
like, just enjoy it.
Well, I am so glad that you have been that you've been the creative catalyst of this beautiful community that this channel has been able to share in, and just you've created magic, and it's really been exciting to watch. And I love that, I've said this to you before, I'm gonna say it again, like, we've been working together for 15 years. And even in the middle of a freaking global pandemic with the world shut down, we still figured out a way to work together.
I know, it's incredible. It's incredible, and it's also just a testament to like how inspiring I found Booty Mashup back when I first discovered it in 2005.
Yeah.
25 years old, to this day, like it's just, I mean, to me, like that's the petri dish that I feed off of, is like, the Booty Mashup, the things you guys put into place, and so, yeah, like, I mean, that's how it works. Like everyone just kind of feeds off each other's, like I said, before you and after you and around you, so, I mean, yeah, like I just felt, this is super cheesy, but there's a lot of gratitude, I feel.
No, I feel it too. It's like, I am so grateful for what you've brought to all of this. It's definitely brightened up some fairly, it's been a shitty year, and there have definitely been quite a few bright spots that I can think of, and the Dance Commander Disco, this crazy thing that you helped birth has definitely been part of it. So thank you so much. And happy 1 year anniversary. I'm excited to see what happens in the future. It's like DCD on tour, DCD at cons,
Mobile DCD. Oh yeah. Oh come on. Yeah, my next 10 years are planned out. We are.
Well, I'm happy to come along that ride if you'll let me hitch our wagon to your wagon.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to the dollar store and get some party hats and a birthday cake
Yeah.
and like do it right. I'm gonna do it right.
All right.
Decided.
Well, thanks so much for coming on to the weekly meeting. And you probably won't be up by the time I DJ in 9 hours from now. But if you are, I hope you are.
Cheap energy drinks too, so we'll see. What
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Raimi. It's the Dance Commander, everyone, from the Dance Commander Disco. Happy anniversary. Have a good night. Ciao.
Oh, guys. Bye.
All right, you guys. Raimi Becker from the Dance Commander Disco, the Dance Commander herself. Yes, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary. There's gonna be a lot going on. I'm sure it's gonna be shenanigans all night. We are gonna get it started here in a minute with DJ Airson. Let me make sure I get this right.
Text Doug.
What, text Doug?
Oh, yeah, no, in here.
Yeah, no, I got to do this first. Right. Got to make it, oh, I know, I ruined it. It's always doing something. What, like, why does it do this?
So big.
It's, I hit the mouse and it does this crazy thing. Tech support. Hilfe. Okay, this is weird. All I want to...
Command and the minus.
What?
Command and minus.
Command Venus?
Minus.
Minus?
Minus.
Minus.
Opposite of plus.
Why do you talk funny?
You talk funny.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that's not doing it at all. Oh my God, this is so...
Double tap. Ah!
Screw this. I'm opening up a new page. Wait, it's still doing the thing. God, all I want to do is fucking change the go live notification and the show title. Like, what the
Tap it. I don't know how you, what the fuck?
I don't know either.
Double tap it. Double tap.
Double tap it?
Yeah.
I'm double. Don't you guys love this? It's like we're...
Not double click, double tap. Double tap. On the, on the mouse.
That's...
Not clicking, tapping. Tap, double tap.
That's not doing it.
No, there, see?
No.
No, double tap.
Okay,
then-
screw this. Screw this. I'm using a different web browser.
Give me the fucking mouse. Give me the mouse. Give me the mouse.
Okay.
You can't use a different browser. You only logged into this one.
Oh, am I? Damn it. Okay. Just hit the thing. Sorry, you guys. Sorry.
No, load
But-
it up on here. In the meantime.
Yeah, it's... Okay, just so you know what's going on. I don't know what happened with the web browser. I'm trying to...
Stop doing this.
I have to do it because this here will do that. All I want to do is change the fucking stream title so it doesn't say weekly meeting anymore because it's no longer going to be the weekly meeting. But for whatever reason, whatever I clicked on Jupiter's Kesboard German mouse, it blew up the entire screen. Like, I don't know.
give me the
I guess I don't need my glasses right now.
the Kesboard.
Okay, here's the Kesboard. You know what? At least it's these kind of technical issues and not like digital dust storm blowing in or the stream going down like every 10 minutes. So at least there's that, right? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I'm feeling a little vindicated that you can't figure this out either though. So
Just fucking how did you do this?
I don't know. It's like it's your mouse. You have like the Apple Magic Mouse where if you swipe it in a weird way, it does a thing.
Don't swipe it. You know,
I'm not trying to swipe it. I'm feeling a little vindicated that you can't figure this out either. Oh my God. Okay.
A year, huh? We've been doing this.
I know, right? We've been doing this over a year. Who would guess? Okay. Dance Commander Disco 1 year anniversary with DJ Time
Oh, it's set to Kesboard. That's why.
and Airson. Okay, now we got it. We got it, you guys. Okay. And I just need to, it's no longer going to be just chatting. You know, why don't I have a
I
team?
fixed it.
Why don't I have minions doing this shit for me? Why am I the one doing this?
I fixed it.
Okay. All right. Well, we got it all set up. All right, you guys. Get ready to text Arison. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for putting up with my bullshit. Thank you, Dance Commander, for coming on to the show. And we are celebrating the Dance Commander Disco's 1 year anniversary. We are going to party. And then tomorrow is live from DNA Lounge, actually kind of for real. Like not full swing party, but we will be live from DNA Lounge with DJ Time and Dada spinning at DNA Pizza. And we will be live streaming it here on Twitch, of course. So anyway, thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to go crash out and wake up 9 hours from now and hopefully be your late night DJ. We'll see. All right. Stay safe, everyone. Mwah. Good night.